page. Come on my YouTube page, Empress. Come on my YouTube page. So we can get this YouTube page popping. Come on my YouTube page. Kareem Ivan Hakeem Goodman Bay. You can keep this up. We got to be sharing this. Everything should be going viral. Everything should be going viral. Y'all should be saving this, sharing this. Y'all should be sharing these messages, sharing this, saving it, putting a clean glass next to a dirty glass. I told y'all, man. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you what these Negroes about? They want to be celebrities. Didn't I tell you I don't do no photo op pictures? I'm telling you, man. I should show y'all the email I just got from this lying Negro. Talk about, man, he want to talk about somebody want to talk to me. Don't nobody want to talk to me. Don't nobody. I told y'all these Negroes be lying, and they poor and broke, and all they do is collect money off of y'all. I'm telling you, these cats is characters. They want to be celebrities so bad. That's why when you look at things what they doing, they want to be celebrities so bad, and they not, and they don't have the finances. I'm telling you, man. Look at it. Look at it. Peep it out. They frauds. These cats, these Moors talk about this and that. They frauds. I'm telling you, man. Our science talk about is Turkish. No, it's not. If you are a scholar, you will see that they borrowed it from West Africa, just like Hitler borrowed the Fez for his army. Just like King Leopold borrowed the Fez. The Fez is ancient. You see how these cats be lying? And then their parents, it's frauds. I'm telling you, man. And then I'll get a European right now and shut all these goofy Moors down. Like, I'll get a European master mason, my ex-professor, and he'll laugh this day. That's why when I was wearing my Fez to class every day, he said, you're taking your rightful place back in history. You wearing your Fez because it's your national headdress. And this is a master mason, European Moor. And then we let a Negro be afraid of our science to go around and post stuff with pale Turks, talk about the Fez ain't ours. And do y'all see this garbage? And then talk about because you talk to somebody, a European. Now, once again, here we go. We doing the same thing. We get the buck dancing. And that's where I say, man, these Moors fake as hell, man. Buck dancing, collect the money from y'all, for y'all financing these Negroes' trips, and then they can come back with this false information. See, I know the scam, I know the game. These Negroes fake, man. They fake. Talking all this, all that, but then they'll use a little bit of more stuff to try to attract you because they know most Moors are not studying and researching. They tricking y'all. They confusing you. And then they use Moors. They used to say they Moors and all this, and like they going out of town to introduce you, like to trap you like they know something. But really all they doing is fraudulently concealing you. I'm telling you, man. And I'm telling you, we should been shut this mess down. A fraud is a fraud, man. A fraud is a fraud, Moors. A liar is a liar. I don't know why we get amnesia. Hold on, let me get something to sit down. If I can. Get my stuff straight. Let me get something out of my bag. Get a couple things out of my bag. See, and this the thing, Moors. These Negroes think y'all stupid. That's the whole thing. These Negroes think y'all stupid. I'm telling you. They think we stupid. Come on, y'all, talk to me. We should not be allowing nobody to play with us. Look how people be starting. I told y'all, they always got to reinvent themselves. They calling themselves Moor scholars. You go on these people page, they talk about they Moor this. They got all the books of the Moors. Golden Age of the Moors, Ivan Van Sertima, Moors rule Spain, Nature Knows No Color Line, talk about the African ancestry and Europeans and all this. And they know, and then these Negroes know, they know what the Feds is all about. And then you get on, you go abroad and come back and start confusing people. And we don't say nothing. So I'll be like, what's our motive? All the information, and you go on these Negro pages and they talking all this stuff about they Moors and they got the Feds on, and then you come back with all this false information. Y'all talk to me. Y'all talk to me. Y'all know this Moors from West Africa. Y'all know them Turks borrowed it. Didn't I give y'all the history of where the science at? I shared it with all y'all. Didn't I just share it with you, Empress, and said that the Aboriginals and the Turks are the Moors? Didn't I show you that from the Library of Congress? Didn't I give it to you, Empress? You see how these goofballs will go get somewhere and talk about you talk to somebody. You don't talk to a European that done took your science and using it, and you come back like you done show somebody something. Man, we are so sorry. And you call yourself a scholar? This is sad, y'all. This is sad. Look at them Turks and see who them Turks following. That's y'all don't know when y'all show y'all pictures and them pale face, they be the servants of the Moors, and then you gonna let somebody come back and tell you some stuff, talk about it's the Feds, it's a tarbouche. Man, you got to be crazy. Talk about some Turkish sultan with his Negro favorite and confident, known as Khazar. But see, these Turks didn't know nothing. Don't y'all know that? It took us master craftsmen. It took us God man to come show them something. They didn't know nothing. They ain't know nothing. I'm telling y'all, they didn't know nothing. The blacks were exceeded in authority only by the Sultan. Only by the Sultan. These Negroes playing, man. They playing with y'all. Mixtures of whites and blacks in Greece, Turkey, Italy, and Central Europe. Man, them Negroes, they know they got that Moorish blood in them. That's why we all over. They need to stop playing. Then these guys call themselves scholars, man. Like, what is up with this? Y'all talk to me. Cause I don't even have to get deep into science to prove these Negroes liars and frauds. I don't even got to get deep into wisdom. I don't even got to go nowhere, man. That's why I said they make this too easy. I don't give a damn if you went nowhere. You went somewhere and came back with nothing, lies. You ain't even have to go nowhere to come back with that. You could have just stayed that lie right. You could have stayed right in the States and just lied to the people. And a real scholar would destroy that garbage. That's why I tell Moors, I don't give a damn how many books you read. I done read so many books. I have so many books in my library. I don't believe no book I read until I've done the science. I keep telling y'all, man, we don't believe everything we read. Anybody can read something. Anybody can say something. And until you're willing to do the science, and until you're willing to do cross-referencing and willing to do some real scholarly work, instead of just going abroad, traveling, taking pictures in places, man, you ain't doing no scholarly work. You ain't traveling abroad doing that. You traveling around on vacation. You ain't doing no scholarly work, so stop lying. And these Negroes want to be celebrities so bad. They want to be, that's why all of them take photo ops. All of them want to be around celebrities so bad. And they so caught up with photo ops. Listen, they just tell you what they're about. Look who they with. They want to be celebrities so bad. All of them want doing the same thing, collecting money from you. Every one of them. Tell me one of them not collecting money from you, and what have they done with the funds they collected? What did you get in return? You ain't getting no science. You ain't getting no fairs. These Negroes got a fairs telling you about the fairs, and they can't even get you no fairs. They ain't even give you no books. You giving them donations. You ain't even getting no literature. What you getting in return? See? Y'all talk to me, man. Talk to me. Talk to me, family. I gave y'all the history with these lying Moors. We can go right in the Library of Congress, and it shows you that the Aboriginals are the Turks and the Moors. I showed y'all that. So why would we let liars be in our community? Why would we let these cats lie to us? Why would we let them do that? Why would we let these people portray like they are scholars? They ain't no scholars. Where you study at? Who you study with? All you study is you talk about your elder is a Negro. Where he study at? Where this so-called sheik study at? Nowhere. All y'all it's limited. It's limited. I guarantee you it's limited. These cats has no experience in leading no nation of people. These cats has no experience in bringing people together and changing lives and feeding people and doing real movements. These cats ain't never had no building with people. They ain't never been no divine ministers. I have. I used to be all on, I had the buildings out here. I taught metaphysics. I taught history. I taught science. I've been in the schools teaching. I have real degrees. I have real organizations. My nonprofit is real. These cats ain't real. That's why they're collecting funds. What cat do you, what more you hear them talking about their organization? Which one? They body of work. Which ones? They come around you with fezzes and turbans on, but can't get you one because they using them funds for their pocket. They using these funds. This is their lifestyle. That's why I tell you. They'll tell you they what they call themselves, YouTubers. That's their life. Shut this algorithm down. These Negroes cannot make a dollar. They've been making money off you, and before they started making money off you, they was hustlers. So there we go. Y'all talk to me. Y'all talk to me. These cats is a joke. These cats is a joke. They talk about some grand sheik or some more science temple. And I'll be like, okay, what grand sheik what temple are you a grand sheik of? Because I'll wait. And then I'll be like, okay, so where the temple at? So why you ain't teaching in the temple? I ain't never seen you teaching no temples. I ain't never seen you promote no temple. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen you talk about you nationalize through the temple or you teach it through the temple, but then you come and confuse people. See, this sad, man. We are own worst enemy, Moors. So we are own worst enemy. Oh, they'll tell they not part of a temple. Yeah, I know. That's the thing, and you should be. And that's the problem. If you follow the teachings of our prophet Noble Ali, because why you going all over teaching more science? That's the problem. We should have found the right one. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Most of them are. Most of them are part of a temple. This the problem. I'm telling you, these two individuals, they got more science of America ID. I promise you this. I promise you this. This is what I know for a fact. I guarantee you, them cats got Moorish American ID from the temple. I'm telling you, but cats know the temple's messed up, so they'll start lying to people and start confusing and annoy somebody. And then it'd be a pool, it'd be a scam pool. Because all of them all the same. That's what they all do. They go around in a certain community and make money off you. But it ain't no real movement. Because if it was, it should. If these cats was real, they should have been like, okay, all of us that's going around talking, going around doing all these lectures, we should get a building. We all in one area. We need a building for we can show people a body of work. So if all these cats doing all these lectures, why y'all ain't put y'all money in and say, this is our temple right here. This is what the body of work we doing. Here go the library. This is where we come do teachers and lectures at. Not just written stuff, not just written no plaza or written no conference hall. That's all these Moors do. And then talk about this de facto government, but you're using government buildings to speak. See? This stuff is crazy. And then they talk about fiat, but at the end they get to talking, they need your fiat to travel all over the world. They tell you not to drive with no license, but I bet you them Negroes is not drive without no license. I bet y'all, I bet anybody right now, any Negro telling somebody to drive without no license, I bet you they ain't doing it. Because if they was, they would have been demonstrated it. If they were driving with no plates on their cars and all that, why they ain't demonstrating it? Because I'll show you, I exposed the garbage. I'll show you how them fools rented cars and all that and recorded something that made it so fake. And the person that they rented stuff bust their ass out. And was like, no, but that police scene wasn't real. Here go the receipt. They came and got the stuff from me. Those all props. They went to the store and got all props. All prop. And we'll go that far to scam our people. And that's what I'll be telling y'all, man. Look how far these Negroes will go to confuse you. You'll go travel all the way abroad to talk to a European Turk, knowing they not original, to tell you to let them say some stupid stuff, talk about the Fez is not West African. That is crazy. And a European will stump that in the face. A European would be like, you tripping, nigga. I promise you that. How I know my professor is a European potentate. We sit and talk every day. I'm trying to get him to sit and do a interview with me. But right now, he ain't trying to. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And when I get the European to come over here and laugh at these Negroes, be like, why would you go all the way to Turkey for somebody to lie to you? You can go, all you got to do is go to the Library of Congress and see that the Fez is West African and it's your national headdress and everybody else adopted it. And the Fez mean different things to different individuals. These are facts. These are facts. So why would we do that, y'all? Somebody talk to me. Because we got to clean our own house. These guys talk about their scholars. They ain't no scholars. That's why I'll be like, do they really understand the science that they reading? Or are they just reading a whole bunch of shit, want to act like they heavy? Because after you reading some stuff, you should be attracted to some stuff to you, not hustling your people. If you a scholar, man, this what I be telling cats, man. How are you a scholar? What type of scholar? Like, where's your scholarship from? This is what I be saying. Everybody be playing loosely with words, call themselves scholars and bays and sheiks and all this. Where's your scholarship from? Because I don't really understand Moor's talk about, ever since Moor science become out, these cats talk about they a scholar. And I say a scholar of what? Because a scholar have a real library. A scholar don't lie. A scholar, once he's proven that his science is off, he correct it. Not get upset. That's a scholar. That's peer review scholarly research. A scholar don't get upset and get mad like a dog and want to fight. Because I know these niggas sorry and can't fight. They just blowing wolf tickets. They old and flabby and sick. They can't fight. They just talking. That's why they talk stuff on the internet. That's sad. Why you don't need degrees? Everybody need degree. When you go to college, you get an education. Ain't it degrees and levels? Because they not adepts. They telling you the truth. They telling you they ain't nothing no more, y'all. Why you don't need degrees and you send your kid to elementary, high school, college? Those are degrees. You should walk away from that right then. That's an idiot. That's an idiot that don't like structure. Anytime a person say they don't like degrees, that they'll tell you they don't like education. Because what's middle school? No, what's preschool? What's elementary? What's middle school? What's high school? What's college? Matter of fact, what's community college? What's a 4-year degree? What's a master's degree? What's a doctoral degree? Those degrees. Those are degrees. You see how stupid these Negroes are? They're going to try to tell you don't need something, just like I tell Moors, 2 + 2 is 4. 2 × 2 is 4. Oh, just because you know how to multiply, you don't need mathematics, and these Negroes ain't even adding nothing, and they want to jump right to some damn multiplication. You see how they talk about they don't need stuff no more because they don't have it, because they don't know it, and they'll tell you don't need degrees no more. You see why you don't need degrees no more? We not knowledgeable and we created the educational system. You see this buffoonery? So we got a whole bunch of Negroes that call themselves scholars with no degrees, with no levels of science. And our prophet Noble Drew Ali is a committed and adapt, just like myself. These are degrees. My tassel is 18 inches for a reason, getting ready to be 24. And you telling me we don't need no degrees? They playing. See how we'll destroy this garbage? This is garbage. Why you don't need degrees? Tell me why you don't need degrees. Give me a good reason why you don't need degrees. Or you think a person trying to get an associate degree know what a person with a PhD in that science? You got to be crazy, especially if you ain't study somebody that's with that science and righteous. Now, if you study with somebody that's righteous and know the science, then yeah, you can study righteously. You can be homeschooled. But these Negroes ain't homeschooled, because who you being homeschooled by? You got a whole bunch of dumb niggas with fezzes on talk about they some scholars. What are you a scholar of? What are you a scholar of? And we don't check people. They keep telling about what we don't need. That's crazy. That's like tools in our toolbox. That's just like saying once we learn how to use a hammer, we get rid of the screwdrivers, we get rid of the axe, we get rid of the plummet, we get rid of all those workman tools. You get rid of all your workman tools. These Negroes have no experience. I don't give a damn how many feds they got that talk. These Negroes can't do nothing in the community. They don't have no connections. They don't have no experience. These Negroes don't know where to go and feed the community, because they ain't never had no real jobs. They ain't never had no careers. They sorry. I had a career. I know how stuff happened, and especially if these cats talk about they Moor Science Temples of America, because if they was, don't y'all know the community Meals on Wheels will bring y'all a hot and a cold meal to y'all temple every day to feed your seniors and the people at your temple? Meals on Wheels will bring a hot and a cold meal to feed your seniors. In the summertime, it's called the summer feeding program. They'll bring a hot and a cold meal to feed your youth all through the summer. How y'all know? Because I was a director for it. I worked for my dad in Flint, Michigan. My dad was a director for Genesee County. My dad was the executive director for Genesee County. So when our empresses couldn't pay their rent, they came down there and I helped them pay their rent. What, you see what I'm saying? And you can't even connect people to avenues to help. And you talk about you a temple. That's why I said a lot of these temples are not established right. Because if they was, they'll have all the community stuff right at their temple. They'll have a food bank. They'll be able to go to the food bank and get all the supplies and feed their people. If they was organized right. I'm telling you how I know, because I did it in Flint, Michigan. That's why I said they ain't connected to nothing. So they can't help nobody in the community. They can't help the basic people in their community. And right now the church is doing it because the church is set up the right way. The churches be having Meals on Wheels come. The churches be having a food bank come. You see? So those are things that we should know. So only an idiot will tell you what you don't need because they don't have it. Only an idiot tell you what you don't need because they don't have it, y'all. And then for an idiot to tell you don't need degrees, you got to be crazy. How can an elementary student know what a doctoral student know? How? How can a person that do business know about tax codes, been doing tax codes, have an organization, have a 501c3, teach you about 501c3 all the way to 10, show you how to do stuff in your community, and a Negro ain't never did nothing. The first thing they'll talk about is some white man this, and they don't have nothing. They can't do nothing in their community. They don't own no property. They don't own no land. Ask them where they from, what community they from, and then ask them what they own in their neighborhood. I bet you they don't own shit. Ask me where I'm from and what community I own, and watch I start showing you. I just showed y'all all of the documents and my allodial contracts, all the land that I own in my city. I own damn near half a block. I'm getting ready to go back home this summer, and I'm about to buy the other half of the block. Because half of it they donated to me to get off the books. I was like, I don't want none of them raggedy houses. Tear them down, I'll buy the land. Watch when I go back home. Watch when I show y'all what's all mine. And watch when I go right back down to the land bank and I show them my proposal, and watch how much land I get donated, and watch how much I purchase for $70 or $100, $200 maybe at the max. And watch I drop that, and watch I drop that fiat that I save and buy damn near the whole block where I grew up in. I already own half of it. I already own half of it. Through the Burning Bush Tabernacle, Moor Science Temple and School, I already own half of it. When I go back, I want to do a garden and a basketball court in the memory of my brother that was killed by a Negro. You see? So before I get into this teachings, why would somebody say what they don't need? Talk about we don't need no degrees and we don't need this no more. Because they don't have it. It ain't no such, talking about some Moore's law. It ain't no such thing as no Moore's law. It's international, local, state, and federal law. There ain't no such thing as no Moore's law. I'm getting my Jewish doctorate degree in indigenous people law and policy. I ain't dealing with no criminals. I deal with law and policy. What more can say, hey man, I know for a fact, because I got the same degrees that these cats lying to you. And I'm a Moor, and I'm righteous. So I bring my table and chair, I sit at the table with them. Can't none of these Moors go and have no debate with nobody. Because they say, what if they say only scholars around? I don't care if you're a Moor, a Muslim, a Turk, a Egyptologist, you got to have real credentials. None of them have none. None of them don't have no degrees because they just say they're scholars. I keep telling y'all, it's a thing called peer review scholarly research. After a while, once you're a scholar, I don't care what your you is, you believe on what principles. And most of these cats ain't scholars because they arguing. Once you get the facts, you should bow down and be like, that's right, and go and correct what you thought you knew. And be humble enough to go back on your platform and correct it. If you're here for the love of your people, most of these Negroes not. See? I'm telling y'all. So why are we letting these cats talk about they some scholars? And then diseducation. We are education. Man, the first university was in Timbuktu in Spain. The Moors created universities. The Moors created chess. The Moors created geography, astrology. We are thinkers. We ain't no dummies. All you that put affairs on, boom, I'm a scholar. And not willing to go in the system and challenge their authority because they afraid. None of these Negroes went in the system and challenged their authority, came out clean. I did. I got a dual master degree from Grand Canyon University. When them Europeans were telling me, you got to come from a European perspective, I stood right in the belly of the beast, and I graduated with honors. They ain't like my candor. I said, I ain't European. I said, I'm a Moorish American. I'm gonna use all the holy books and correct these teachings. I use every book in the library and prove that shit was pseudo academia, that was religion, a belief system. I showed it. I showed them who I was in history and law, and showed them that all these holy books talk about me. Showed them who wrote the holy books. Showed them that a lot of it was stories. So I stood into the belly of the beast with academia, because the true art of war is understanding how everybody think and debunk that Eurocentric, that Negrocentric propaganda. That's what I've done. See, this more scientific ain't for a whole bunch of idiots. That's what I keep telling y'all. What do y'all think Black Wall Street was? A whole bunch of goofballs just talking? These were successful people, doctors, lawyers, farmers, people that did things, not nobody just collecting tithes from people. This is crazy. And we got the nerve to call these cats scholars. Scholar of what? What system have you been, when have you been in academia and challenged them Europeans where they try to fail you? And then when you talk to they bosses says you're 100% correct. And then they bosses come down and tell him he's correct. He's using scholarship. He don't have to agree with your religion. He's proven that this is false. And I graduated with honors from Grand Canyon University with my dual master's degree in first century history and first century religion. I'm getting my Jewish doctorate degree for free, because I got my professor sponsoring me. My professor, a European. Y'all got to be playing with me. That's why I said half of these Negroes can't hold water. Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. These cats talk about they scholar. A scholar of what? What work have you put in to call yourself a scholar? That's why when you see a real doctor and he be like, doctor, because he done put in the work. He like, I done put in the work. You just don't put a title on your name and call yourself a doctor. You ain't put in no work. You don't have no experience to lead no people. You ain't never had no organization. You ain't never led no people. You're not a pillar in your community. You want to be a celebrity. You're not a pillar in your community. You don't go places and you're respectable in all religious houses, not just no temple. In all religious houses, I'm respected. In the Twahedo faith churches, everywhere, I'm respected. But see, you niggas want shortcuts. Talk about ain't no degrees. And then when you get with a brother that got degrees in the world and got real comedic degrees, you get offended because you see that I'm different. We play too much. And you're going to let somebody tell you we don't need degrees, and then you're going to let somebody travel abroad and lie to you, knowing this Fez is African descent. The European to tell you. Wait till all this over and I get my professor that's a potentate in masonry, and he gonna laugh at y'all and be like, no, the Fez is West African. He like, don't y'all know we went to Africa and stole the science? Where y'all think the Europeans got their charter from? Where y'all think the European Italians got the charter from? They went to Africa. That's why they only 32 and 33 degrees. I'm telling you, they'll tell you where the Fez come from. They will not tell you no Fez is no Turkish. They'll tell you that them damn fake Turks adopted the Fez. And then it ain't even no such thing of the Turk, because the Turk is the Moors. I gave y'all the history with a science in the Library of Congress. I posted it all on my page again. I shared it with y'all again. So why would we let Negroes lie to us? Why would we let people call themselves scholars? A scholar or what? A scholar or what? Degrees. It's degrees to this. If the European is a son of Muslim and they wear our fez and clandestine and they got degrees, why we don't have degrees? Why we don't take our science back? See? Because these cats they ain't illuminated. It ain't no structure. They just talking. They just blowing wolf tickets. No scholarship. Never led no men. These cats have fez but can't put nobody in the fez. So let me give y'all a little history and I'm gone, man. So we talk about the kingdom of Judah and the slave coast. When I be like, these Negroes is crazy with history. Everything is in the libraries and the universities. That's why I be laughing. I be like, ain't nothing hidden. All the stuff in the libraries. Because I done traveled abroad and taught in colleges and taught this Moor science and trumped all that garbage. So until these Moors be honest and tell the truth of it, we got to shut them down. So watch this. Keep in your mind a cardiographer. Go ask these goofballs, what's a cardiographer? I bet you they don't know. They should, if you call yourself a scholar, especially if you call yourself a historian. Watch this history. When the European powers carved up Africa, I told y'all, get on my YouTube page because my phone gonna die in a minute on IG. Get on my YouTube page. Kari, I'm the Hakeem Goodman Bey. I'm having all y'all get on my YouTube page because this phone gonna die. But when European powers carved up Africa, it was the custom of the European kings in those days to send out a cartographer, which is a map maker, to outline and pinpoint its holdings. There was a cartographer in 1747 who went by the name of Emmanuel Bowen, Emmanuel Bowen. This man held the title of royal cartographer for two European kings, King George II of England and King Louis of France. But what's unusual about the map that Emmanuel Bowden brought back to these two kings is that the center of the map, Bowden shows that the true name of the so-called slave coast was none other than the kingdom of Judah. I'm telling y'all, go on my YouTube page, go on my YouTube page, Kari Ibn Hakeem Goodman Bey. Please go on my YouTube page, everybody. Judah was known by 4 different names at that time. Y'all didn't know that, do you? Judah was known by 4 different names at that time. So go ask these Moor scholars, all these cats that be lying to you, and they call themselves historians, because this is history, all in the libraries. If a European is a son of Muslim, who you think the daddy is? See? What is unusual about the map that Emmanuel Bowden brought back to these two kings is that the center of the map, Bowden shows that the true name of the so-called slave coast was none other than the kingdom of Judah. What did I tell y'all earlier? We're from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. And you're gonna let these religious Muslims and these religious Moors tell you something different, and the Bible and the Quran, they synchronize? Y'all crazy. Judah was known by 4 different names at that time. Did y'all know that? Yes or no? Talk to me, y'all. Did y'all know Judah was known by 4 different names at that time? Did y'all know that? Ask your sheik, ask them cats that call themselves scholars, because this is elementary science. This is elementary science. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know Judah was known by 4 different names at that time? Yes or no? Yes or no? Talk to me, y'all. All these cats talk about their scholars. Judah was known by 4 different names at that time. Y'all talk to me. Yes, did y'all know that? Yes or no? Thank you. Did anybody else know? But see, these Catholics say Islam, amen, shalom. That's the agreement. No, they don't agree with nothing. But they call themselves scholars. Judah was known by 4 different names at that time. Do y'all know the 4 names? Do anybody know the 4 names? That's why I tell y'all don't know linguistics, and y'all gonna let a Negro that just picked up a definition book and don't know linguistics and don't know how to synchronize the science, you need to let them go. Come on, it's more people on my YouTube page. Do y'all know? Thank you. I'll be trying to have people to respond. Do y'all know? It's more other people on here. Judah was known by 4 different names at that time. Do y'all know the names? It's more people on here. So we're going to educate, and that's the problem. We don't want to be educated no more. We want to act like we know, dress like we know, talk like we know. But when our brother educate us and correct our teachings with science and peer-reviewed scholarly research, we get upset. We should welcome our brother in to correct us with history and science and love. So Judah was known by 4 different names at that time. Do y'all know the 4 names? Do anybody know the 4 names? Because I know most people trying to Google it right now, but we should know this. The 4 names was Judah, Judah, Wuda, Wudu, or Whidah, Wuda, Whidah, Quida, Quidah, or Abir, or Abir, Abier. So what does this mean to those of us who have been on hot pursuit of the truth, us illuminated ones? It means that we have proof from the royal map maker himself that Judah was indeed listed among the inhabitants of Africa. No, I just broke them down. I just broke all 4 down. Or even greater interest is the fact that the maps were not disputed by these 2 kings. So you would do well to take heed to the fact that the British laid claim to the so-called slave coast, and that its inhabitants were sold into the British colonies, and one being North America. So how authentic is this map? Now I'm going to give you scholarship, how most of my lectures are done in college universities, how I went and debunked all that garbage. I'm going to give you science. Northwestern University, the authentic map of West Africa is there too. The University of Northwestern in Evanston, Illinois has this map in their inventory and listed as the authentic map of West Africa, 1747 by Emmanuel Bowden. Even to this day, there is a fort there called the Fort of Ajudah, Ajudah. So if you pull up the information online or at Northwestern University, this is what you will see. When these goofy ass Moors gonna post stuff and your name, you got a bail behind your name. So I'm so upset with these Negroes that always run the Europeans. Then our prophet said, if you want European sheiks, I'll give them to you. And then these Negroes go all the way to Turkey and talk about, and let some European talk about the feds is Turkish, some taboos, and you know damn well that they adopted it. You know damn well. And then I gave y'all stuff from the Library of Congress to show you that the Aboriginal is the Moors, the Turk is the Moors. We are the Arab. We are the Indian. The Europeans tell you this. I'll be giving y'all all scholarship from their pen, and then you're going to let a Moor call himself a Bey and go down and go to Turkey and talk to some European Turkish and let them talk about why do Africans wear the fez? And you know damn well the fez is from West Africa. You know that. You know damn well that come from us. You know that. You know that. Northwestern University Library Maps of Africa, titled A New and Accurate Map of Negro Land. Cartographer Emmanuel Bowden, 1747. It's there. Place of publication, London. Subject, West Africa. Identification, Northwestern University Library. It's also in Boston University. A Cultural History of the Atlantic World. John K. Thornton, Boston University. Cambridge University Press. I told y'all a lot of my elders are real scholars. I told y'all, I know a lot of adepts. Because in Moorish science, a sheik and a sheikess is an adept. But it's a lot of adepts that's not Moors. It's a lot of scholars that's not Moors. That's why I said, if you're a real scholar, you don't get upset when a scholar come correct your lies. If you're a real scholar, because a scholar coming with peer-reviewed scholarly research. So what you basing your research on? Bullshit. It's not peer-reviewed, because if it's peer-reviewed scholarly research, it's agreed on across the board. That's why I'm saying these cats ain't no scholars. Where they get their education from? These cats talk about you don't need degrees. How can a cat say you don't need degrees in science? Oh, so a goofball elementary student can know what a PhD know? Are y'all crazy? On page 64 and 70, reference is made that the French had a director at WUDA, W-H-Y-D-A-H. That was called Judah as well. I told y'all Judah had 4 names. I just broke them down. I just gave y'all the 4 names of Judah. And I told y'all the map makers, which are cartographers, agreed. The 4 names of Judah, you had Judah, Wuda, Kuda, and Abir. So on page 64 and 70, it reference is made that the French had a director at WUDA, which is Judah, and that the French also had a trading post at Savi, the capital of Wuda or Judah. Don't y'all know? Did they know that Wuda was Judah? See, I don't know if they knew, but one thing is for certain: the Europeans seem to know where the Negro in the Americas and the Caribbeans came from. Also, you can research in the Louisiana State University the ships that came from Judah, and these cats did science. I keep telling y'all, I'm an educator. There is a publication written at Louisiana State University. It's titled Creole New Orleans, Race and Americanization, edited by R. Hirsch and Joseph Logsdon, Louisiana State University Press, Baton Rouge and Louisiana. On page 67 of this publication are the notes of a white slaver recalling the inventory of human beings on a cargo ship. So we're going to see what he write, and I quotes. 16 slave trading ships arriving from the Senegal region. 6 ships came from Judah and landed at the mouth of the Mississippi. And in 1731, 1 ship from Judah landed 464 slaves at the mouth of the Mississippi. On page 69, it states that the Company of India had a trading post at Judah, which was the Gulf of Benin. There it competed with all the other nations of Europe. The Portuguese was taking the upper hand at Judah. In Northwestern University, Boston University, and Louisiana State University, having its possession documents calling the slave coast of Africa Judah. And if you don't believe me, surely you believe the academia, they supposed to be the caretakers of the truth. You also have a town named Ajuda, A-J-U-D-A, that was in existence before the Portuguese ever set foot on West African soil. The kingdom of Judah, slave coast, was controlled by the British. And all of these black Jews came pouring into the British colonies. So the question that arises from the research is, how did these black Jews get to the West Africa? And when did they begin to arrive? The answer is hidden with the Abraham of the Bible. I'm gonna show y'all the stories. These cats don't know the signs and symbols. They playing with y'all. They ain't no scholars. It's a joke. Oh, Abraham, how could this be? Figure 4 is a Mari painting scene. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Figure 4 is a Mari painting scene. Let me break the science down, because these cats just make shit up. So let's break this science down. It's a Mari scene. And this is a painting that was found in ancient Mesopotamia. When they talk about when the 18 missing years of Yahshua. It is called the Mari painting. The brown-skinned people in the picture are the ancient Sumerians. S-U-M-E-R. You know what that is? You know what that is in your Bible? How it's spelled in your Bible? Do y'all know where it is in your Bible? And see how you can stop all these liars because they ain't no linguistics? I told y'all the stuff's synchronized. They lying to y'all. Don't y'all know it's, let me say this again. The brown-skinned people in the picture are the ancient Sumerians. Sumer. Do y'all know do y'all know how it's spelled in your Bible? Yes or no? Watch this. They talking about you right in the Bible. Do y'all know how it's spelled in your Bible? Yes or no? It's talking about you. It's telling you who you are right in the Bible. That's why I said I know these cats ain't no scholars. I'm gonna show y'all the painting again, and then I'm gonna show you the stuff in the libraries. In the book, it's just in black and white. I'm gonna show y'all how y'all don't even know the language. When I say the Phoenician, the Carthaginian, the Amalekite, the Amorite, all the same. I'm gonna read this to y'all one more time. All this stuff hidden in signs and symbols and allegory. This painting was found in ancient Mesopotamia. It is called the Mari painting scene. The brown-skinned people in the picture are the ancient Sumerians, Sumer. So how do they spell it in the Bible? Watch this. Do y'all know? Yes or no? This is easy. If you don't know, say no. Don't be on here and be quiet. We in school. Because if you know, say it. If you don't know, say no, I don't know. Say no, I don't know. Because if nobody don't say nothing, I just cut it off and then we done teaching. And I keep teaching the babies. I keep teaching the babies. That's what I'm going to keep doing. I keep teaching the babies. That's what I keep doing. Because we just sit on here and won't say nothing. And I'm like, how we going to learn we don't say nothing? How we gonna sit up here and say we don't know nothing? We just gonna sit on here and play and don't say nothing. And we're in the classroom. If y'all been in class, I'll be calling on you. Everybody talk about they a scholar. That's what I'm saying. We too busy dissing shit instead of synchronize it. Well, in your biblical scripture, it's Shinar, S-H-I-N-A-R, in your Bible. Research it. And it was located near the Tigris and the Euphrates River. That's modern day Iran and Iraq. Prove me wrong. And then you get in your Bible, Genesis 11:31. It records that Abraham had his origination in Ur and the Chaldees. Ancient Ur was the land of Sumer. Shinar in your Bible, or Mesopotamia. Prove me wrong. You can't. Of particular interest is the tables were found in Sumer, in which the ancient Sumerians described themselves as the black-headed people. One of the mighty men that lived in a generation that went by the name of Sargon the Great stated in his writings that he ruled over the black-headed people. Are y'all in know this? See, this is the Negro question. I mean, they can't erase what was written in stone. That's why I be telling these cats. These cats only doing this to cause confusion and try to make money off y'all. But I'm a real movement. We gonna build this temple. And I need y'all help to show these cats in 1 year what we can do. We can have a real body. I told y'all, my temple is a university. It's a school of thought. We ain't got no time for no whole bunch of Negro with the feds on, ignorant. We're trying to teach our babies to be noblemen and scholars and to be the next generation of doctors and lawyers and scientists. So when you ain't got to go outside of yourself. That's the black man of Sumer, Sumer. It's right, it's science. So what these cats talking about? Causing confusion. Ain't no scholarship. Ain't no scholarship, man. Ain't no scholarship. They'll use, talk about they teachers of certain people just to draw you in and then start lying to you. Well, let's finish. From the evidence cited above, the image of the ancient Sumerians, the statement from the Sumerians describing themselves as black, and the statement of Sargon the Great, one must conclude that the ancient people of Sumer or Ur were black people, making Abraham of the Bible a black man. That's why I told you, I can prove that the Asiatic man is the father of civilization, proved by the Bible. I do it over and over. I also have a picture of a few warriors from Mesopotamia, Sumer or Ur, that called themselves the Elamites, E-L-A-M-I-T-E-S. Write that down, E-L-A-M-I-T-E-S. So I'm going to show you, take a closer look at these guys, because they were and are most certainly black. I mean, and when you start researching the pictures, and you start pulling them up and putting the color to it, you look at the braids, you look at the noses, you look at the cornrows, you start researching with your eyes, you start looking for yourself, and you be like, man, these Negroes lying. They call themselves scholars. Y'all should jump behind your brother right now. I'm finna show you figure 6. It's King Shulgi, King S-H-U-L-G-I, King S-H-U-L-G-I, Sumerian king of Ur. I told you I'll get on my YouTube page because this phone finna die. Kari Ibn Hakim Goodman Bey. And then the figure 7, I'm gonna show you King Gudea, G-U-D-E-A of Lagash. And then so now go check them fools. I always give you peer-reviewed scholarly research. You can't erase what they put in stones. You can't do it. You can't do it. And these cats gonna lie to you, give your history to some Turk or some garbage. I'm gonna show you figure 8, Sargon the Great of Sumer. All a European can do is dress up like you. That's why when you look in Russia, they be having a hat with the furry. That was our hair. When the Wigginman party, they was dressing up like us because they ain't original. And it ain't no hate on nobody. A European scholar will tell you the truth. That's why I said I have real degrees. I don't come from no hate. I come from scholarship. I got Europeans that'll sit right next to me and agree because they scholars. Point blank. And the only person to disagree with what I'm saying is a person that got a religious motive. So Sargon the Great of Sumer, that portrait that I just showed you, is of Sargon the Great. It is said of this black king that he ruled from Elam, E-L-A-M, to the Mediterranean. This guy was from the same region that Abraham was from. And basically what is evolving from the introduction to this science is that brother Abraham was indeed a black man, and Sarah, his sister, was a black woman. And that's a fact. That ain't no fiction. And from this science, I will attempt to trace the footsteps of Abraham's, the sons, Israel and Esau. From the record, I am not interested in race. I am only interested in one thing. And what might that be, y'all? The people of God, the so-called Negro. Wake up, y'all, from this deep sleep that we are in and recognize that we are indeed the people of the Bible. The footsteps of the black seed of Abraham. So in order to trace the seed of Abraham, I will use the Bible as a reference, y'all. I use the Quran too. I already done it. This book that's sitting on your grandma's table, this Bible is a history book of the creation of the restoration of the earth after the war in heaven. The Bible is also the history of the world before it happens, the foreknowing knowledge of God. And the last Bible is recorded of the genealogy of children of Israel, without which Israel could never find himself. So let's turn to the book of Chronicles in the King James Version Bible. In 1 Chronicles, the first chapter, verse 34, it reads, and Abraham begat Isaac, and the sons of Isaac, Esau and Israel. The sons that we will use in this purpose of this science will be Israel. So if you are a Bible reader, you already know that Israel, original name was Jacob. This is the lineage, the son of Israel in 1 Chronicles chapter 2 and verse 1. And it reads, these are the sons of Israel, Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Esar. The book of Exodus chapter 1 and verse 1 to 5. Now these are the names of the children of Israel who came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob, Israel, Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Joseph. All of the souls that came out of Israel were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. Now the word Egypt means black, and in order for me to build effectively, I must show you a picture of a true Egyptian. I'm gonna show you. Y'all talk about y'all read the Golden Age of the Moors. Ivan Van Sertima been showing you. That's why I say you Negroes ain't read nothing. Why? Because some people in Egypt today who are pawning themselves off to be the world as the true Egyptians, the people in Egypt today are not Egyptians. They are Turks left over from the old Turkish Empire. Now there you go, right there. Prove me wrong. You can't. You can't. Here go. I'm gonna show y'all. I show y'all stuff in museums. This is mummies that prove what I'm talking about. Did these Negroes just be talking to go over and meet a pale face and let a pale face just knock you all off your science? And all on your page, you got the feds on. You talking all this science. You talk about nature knows no color line. You talk about how all the Europeans got the Moorish ancestry blood in them. Man, and then you go abroad and you let somebody destroy your whole process and you call yourself a bae. Man, y'all should been deleting these Negroes off y'all page. Y'all should been stop following these fools. This black Egyptian mummy is housed at the Vatican Museum. And if you don't believe me, I know you will believe the Catholic Church. The Vatican Church knows what a true Egyptian look like. Go ask your Catholic priest what a true Egyptian look like, and they'll tell you. That's why they have one house on display at the Vatican. They have one at the Vatican. It ain't no I think. It ain't no I think. I don't got to think nothing. It ain't no such thing as Lemoore. It's called on the ancient map. It's Mauritania. That's why I keep telling you, it's Mauritania. So if you got the ancient maps and you would piece it all out, it ain't no thinking to it. That's why I said I don't think about nothing. It ain't nothing to think. When you get the original maps, you'll see Mauritania. You will start piecing things together. So when you look up at the Egyptian queen Nefertiti, and when you look at the last ethnic Egyptian president, Anwar Sadat. This is a true Egyptian. All that stuff y'all talk about, this one right here. We have our blood going in everybody's veins. I keep telling y'all. That's why I keep telling y'all. But we're going to let somebody lie to us. The Europeans know that the ancient Egyptians were black. Why else would National Geographic do a front cover piece called The Black Pharaohs of Egypt? Huh? They know ain't no such thing as no Turk. But then you're going to let a Negro that call himself a Moor go to Turkey and come back with that dumb stuff. Just because somebody over there living in Turkey don't mean they're original Turk because they living in there. Y'all Negroes crazy. The Europeans know that the ancient Egyptians were black. Why else would National Geographic do a front cover piece called The Black Pharaohs of Egypt? The problem with this generation, and there are many, is that there is a major failure to read books. And if you will be forced yourself to read, you will know that all the people of the world, all races, have been migrating from the last 6,000 years. You would know this. In fact, Moors, the proof is in the black community. We are a people that was removed out of our land in 1619 and brought to the Americas and the Caribbeans as captives, prisoners of war. And we have been here ever since. Some of us already been here, but let's stay in the context of what I'm saying. The European barbarians came out of the Caucasus Mountains in the 5th century AD and sacked the Roman Empire and began to dwell in Roman territories. The barbarian Angles, the Angles, the Jutes, the Juts, and the Saxons, modern-day Britons, migrated to the British Isles. They did not originate there. And this is a historical fact. Now that I have established that the ancient Egyptians were a black people, let's run to Genesis and see if the seed of Israel had lost his blackness. In the 50th chapter of Genesis, verse 1 and 2, we see that Jacob, Israel, died. In verse 7, it says Jacob went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt. Verse 8, and all the house of Joseph and his brothers and his father's house. Verse 10, and they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan, and there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. Verse 11, and when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, this is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians. What is this point? The Canaanites could not tell the difference between the black Egyptians and the black Israelites because they both had black skin. It's further proof. Yes, there was a coin found in Cairo Museum with the image of Joseph on it, and he was depicted as a black man. Image of Joseph. It was Joseph Viceroy of Egypt, right here. Right here. Don't look like no European to me. Don't look like all that stuff these Europeans and these Negroes that be talk about everybody is white. And these what they study. These what they have in their museums. They know the science, and you're gonna let your own brother lie to you. The image of Joseph was found on some coins in a museum in Cairo, Egypt, with Joseph's name and inscription, Joseph Viceroy of Egypt. And in case you don't know it, this is the Joseph of the Bible. The Europeans depict or paint Joseph as a white man, but the ancient Egyptians depict
the Hebrews captives as black people. And you can pull this image up on the internet by pulling up Joseph Coyne found article Al Aram News Cairo Egypt. You gotta start researching world news. The Assyrian invasion of Israel, King Jehu and the Prince of Israel. When we talk about the black obelisk, y'all, that's why I said, and you talk about you don't need degrees. You need degrees to be initiated to the higher science. That's what we did. That's what the mystery schools are. That's why these cats ain't nothing. The black obelisk of Salmanaser III, reigned 858 to 824 BC, is a black limestone base relief sculpture from Nimrod, ancient Kalu, in northern Iraq. It is currently displayed in the British Museum. It is the most complete Assyrian obelisk yet discovered, and is historically significant because it displays the earliest ancient depiction of an Israelite. It was erected in Assyria as a public monument in 825 BC, which was during a time of civil war. The obelisk was discovered by archaeologist Sir Henry Layard in 1846. The obelisk features 20 reliefs, 5 on each side. They depict 5 different subdued kings, bringing tribute and prostrating before the Assyrian king Salmanaser III. I'm telling you, I can start showing y'all all pictures. I'm gonna show y'all in a large image of the first black Hebrew Israelite, Shalimar the third black obelisk, most likely a prince in Israel. All you gotta do is go to the museums. But see, you got these cats lying. Look at our topic. Look what's on our heads. In the Bible, the followers of Yahshua wore the turbans, and they wore the turban and the bonnet. They wore their turban with their jewel on it. The Sennacherib's hexagonal prism. The prism records the reign of Sennacherib in 689 BC. But these cats call themselves scholars. These cats call themselves scholars, y'all. I'm telling you, and I can go on and on with the science, because I done been in the museums. Let me start showing y'all, man, hold on, let me go back. Let me start showing y'all some pictures. We know who Mansu Musa is. We know who that is. Look at the man crown. We know what he did. I hope we did. Y'all, I hope y'all know that I have in my possession an article, and you can Google this article on the internet. It's titled "The Exclusive Libraries of Timbuktu." Do y'all hear me? It's called The Exclusive Libraries of Timbuktu. And in this article, it describes the personal library of one Diadi Hayadara, Diehayadara. I hope y'all writing this down. This is how you can trump all these goofballs, because they ain't scientists. One of the books in Hadura's library is the Takar al-Fatash, which is a history of the Sudan up to the late 16th century. And many of the manuscripts are written in Hebrew, Bantu. That's right, Hebrew. There's another article that should interest you called The Islamist in Mali, Torch Library of Ancient Manuscripts. Yep. Dated 7/3/2013. The article states that over 3,000 ancient manuscripts of Timbuktu have been destroyed, and at least one of the ancient manuscripts was written in Hebrew. The solution to this problem is simple. They are finding Hebrew manuscripts in ancient Abdob of the Kingdom of Judah, because the people there were sold into the Americas, and the Caribbeans were Hebrew Israelites who spoke and wrote Hebrew. Plain and simple. The evidence on the ground is starting to become overwhelming. When I show y'all current maps, old maps, when I show y'all the Songhai maps from 1380 to 1600, when I start showing y'all stuff, when I start breaking down the brief history of the white race in Mesopotamia, when I start showing y'all real stuff, when I start showing y'all the Tyrian mummies discovered at Tyrian Basin, the oldest white mummies ever found. Don't let nobody lie to y'all. Man, we got it's history all over. I'm a scholar. Ain't nothing hidden with me. These cats lying to y'all. Creation of Adam, all the stuff in the figures, like the white invasion of Greece, the Greek Dark Ages, all in the walls and the mountains. And y'all can't tell the stories? Please. The Black Greeks, Akaratira, the procession, the Black Greeks of Akarotiri. I hope y'all writing this down. The black Greeks of Akrotiri, the procession. The fresco of the black Greeks was taken from the excavation site on Thera, a volcanic island 120 miles southeast of the Greeks mainland. This was the site of one of the world's greatest eruptions called Akrotiri, Akrotiri. These are the image of the black Greeks, the ancient and modern Britons. David Mackey, Richie showed y'all. This is what they wrote. This is what they saw. When I start showing you the adventures of Lewis and Clark, they showing y'all who we are. Black Greeks. Look at them in stone. You can't destroy everything. Why would somebody white depict themselves as black? That don't even make sense. There were images that emerged from the excavation site at Akrotiri, and as you can see, these people were black Greeks. I'm telling you, I got all the original pictures. This just in the book. When I started breaking I told you I got all my stuff in my storage library. That's why I said if the world ended right now, Moors don't have no books, no literature, all they Google University. I got a whole library. I keep telling y'all, when a school closed out here in Arizona, I went right to the district and I asked them, can I get all the books in the library? They're like, you want all these books? They let me get all the books. When I say it took me about like 3 weeks to get all the books. And so I had to go get me a storage unit. I got all of encyclopedias. Man, I got books when it's talking about the Carnaginian, when it's talking about our Carnaginian, Hannibal, encyclopedias, pictures, everything. I got it all. I got a whole library. So I'm telling you what I know. These images that emerged from the excavation site show that their people were black Greeks. This was one of the biggest volcano eruptions that the earth had ever seen. Carbon dating to 1500 BC to 1200 BC. And it appears that the people are excavating the city. And the reason why I show these images of the black Greeks was to reinforce the statement that the whites invaded a black Greece. They invaded. They conquered. The most interesting thing that occurred when the whites invaded Greece was that the historians recorded that all writing stopped, and hence Greece experienced a dark age. They ain't no shit. And this will prove to the calling card of the white race. So it's just what it is. The white invasion of black Rome. The Roman Dark Ages. Research it. The European barbarians were the Anglos, the Saxons, the Jews, the Goth, the Visigoth, the Visgoths. That's right. That's right. The Lombards, the Lombards, and the Ostrogoths, the Ostrogoths. These cats call them they Moor scholars, they amateurs. These amateurs. They know, the amateur historian knows that in the 5th century, the white barbarians invaded the Roman Empire because of a man by the name of Genghis Khan. And Genghis Khan was so feared by the barbarians that history records that when Genghis Khan came across the Volga River, that 1/4 of Europe migrated southward into the Roman Empire. This migration of barbarians overwhelmed the Romans, and eventually the empire collapsed. So one of the questions that the historians never answered was this, Moors. Who were the people who lived in these lands before the coming of these white barbarians? Who lived in England, Britain, France, Ireland, Germany, and Spain? What does the history say that these people look like? In order for me to answer my own question, we must proceed to the archaeological record and the art that has yielded from time. I have in my possession black Romans and a brown-skinned Genghis Khan. You be the judge. I'm gonna show you the black Roman poet Virgil. See, what are y'all talking about? They whitewashed the history books, point blank. This stuff is in the museums. These stuff is in the museums. Y'all listen to some fool? This is an authentic image of Virgil, the famous Roman poet, at the fresco, and it was dated back to 200 AD. And if I was you, I would take this science to school and ask your professors about the images. Ask your professor, ask these brothers, what is this image is valid? They'll be like, absolutely. Because we don't know, because we ain't scholars. These cats playing with y'all. Roman citizens, Bacanti, the tomb, Tarquina, all in the museums. All here for your proof. Genghis Khan, scroll found in the National Palace Museum, a tapia. the man who made Europe get up off its axis and flood the Roman Empire. And you can see Genghis Khan is a brown-skinned man, not a white man, as the History Channel and the Hollywood portrays him. In fact, Morris, I'm gonna show you another image of his grandson. It's Kublai, Kublai Khan, and he is also a brown-skinned man. This is the uniting of Asia. The reason that it is important that we push for a rewriting of ancient world history. That's why in this science that I'm showing y'all, it's rewriting the world history according to facts. I mean, they done whitewashed it all of history and got us set tripping on each other. The German tapestry, the wild men and Moors in 1400 AD. I'm gonna show y'all what this depicting. You can research all this stuff that I'm showing y'all. Y'all shouldn't be following none of them liars no more. This is a snapshot of what Black Europe experienced during the 100-year war in 1334 to 1453 in Europe when these white barbarians overran Black Europe. You think that this image is deep? Keep reading and you will see, you will freak out what it's all about. The Black kings and popes of Europe, Black Russian, King Miran in the 3rd century. Who y'all think Alice Pushkin was? Alice Pushkin was a Moor. He wrote the Russian language. He was a poet and an artist researching. The Europeans is lying to you. Alice Pushkin was a Moor. Point blank. Science. I prove it over and over and over. Mozart was a Moor. Mozart was a Moor. Y'all didn't know that? Black Hungarian King Bela. Here go Black Hungarian King Bela. Black Hungarian King Bela. Research this stuff I'm telling y'all. Research this stuff I'm telling y'all, man. We should be done following these liars. Got the nerve to have Bay on their name and confusing people. When the papacy moved from Rome to Avignon, Avignon, it has been recorded in the library, in the history of the Europeans, that the papacy did indeed move from the Popish estates in Rome to France from the years 1305 to 1378. This has also been phrased as the Babylonian captivity of the papacy, which is an allusion to the 70-year captivity of Judah in Babylon. Here go pictures right here. Don't stop letting these cats lie to y'all. They say y'all saw, you talk about they some scholars? A scholar or what? Here go the Black Holy Roman Emperor, King Leopold. Here go the Black Emperor, King Leopold. Here go the Black Emperor, King Leopold. Right here. Right here, Morris. Right here. What we talking about? Right here in your face. Right here in your face. Y'all playing. Y'all letting these cats lie to y'all. That's in the Holy Roman Emperor. This house and this house of Hasbury. I'm telling y'all, Holy Roman Emperor Leopold I, 1640 to 1705. Coin depicting Leopold. This is an image of King Leopold I. Not the first, not how the Europeans come and give y'all names. Y'all think this stuff be original? No. Who just happens to be Black Holy Roman German Emperor. And I know these images can be a little concerning, but these images had their origination in Europe. In fact, Moors, the Habsburg house is the house that the next Holy Roman Emperor will come out of. And most interesting, Moors, a point that I would like to make is that the Habsburgs of Europe are now white. How that happened will be saved for another science. See? So don't let nobody get you with this. Any historian you can go to, they'll tell you. I don't care if they white, black, orange. If they're a real scholar, all they do is agree. If you a real scholar, if you got some religious base and you a racist, then I ain't talking to you. The Holy Roman Emperor King Leopold. The image was taken off a coin that was minted by King Leopold of himself. And he had himself depicted as a black man with nappy locks. With nappy locks. This is him. What y'all talk about weekend? We don't have no pictures. Or y'all think pictures? Do y'all think they didn't take pictures? Or y'all think we didn't have cameras and stuff? And art and people that draw us? Y'all got to be crazy. Here go Maria Habsburg, Austria. 1528 to 1603. What y'all talking about, man? Don't look like no European to me. See, they can't lie. They can't lie to y'all forever. I'm gonna show y'all a panel from the painting in the Larso Museum in Lima, Peru, depicting the Inca emperors. The panel shows that the last several, and the subsequent first European emperor of the Inca, Holy Roman Emperors Charles V, Carlos Quino, and the 15th Inca. The paintings can be dated to circa 1800 because the last two entries are Carlos III, Charles III as the 24th Inca Empire, Carlos IV, Charles the Sixth House of Bourbon, and the 25th Inca Empire. Charles the Sixth reigned as King of Spain from December to March 19th, 1808. All in the museums. All this stuff is in the museums. That's why I be saying these cats lying. These cats lying. Man, I can go all over, man. King Charlemagne. Y'all, where y'all think Charlemagne the God got his name from? He ain't no dummy. King Charlemagne, the Black Holy Roman Empire. The Roman Empire. Here you go. Y'all see him? I know it's getting dark out here. Let me try to get in the light. Here you go. Y'all probably can't even see my. Let me try to get in the light. Because it's getting dark out here. It's getting dark out here. So let me get in the light. Y'all see that? Here you go, right here. Bam. Bam. This is stuff in their museums. This is what they hiding from y'all. Bam. Stop playing with me. I ain't gotta go all through it. Here goes the French kings, according to antiquity, ancient history, were black, even from the beginnings of their reign. This is an image of Charlemagne. And if this guy isn't black, then the sun doesn't rise in the east and sets in the west. I told y'all I went to the Catholic Church in the back when they be having the Greek festivals. In the back, they got all the monuments in gold. The Messiah, all black and gold, all locked up. This is what they be having in their museums. How I know? Because I'm an elite. I've been back there. Black Roman Empire, Frederick I of Barbarossa. What y'all talking about? I keep telling y'all they whitewash history. When you go to the museums, you can debunk all these Negroes, especially these Negroes call themselves Moors, trying to give our science to some Turk that ain't even original. The Black Posts of Britain, Ireland, and Europe. It's too much science. It's too much facts. I mean, I told y'all, when these Moors lie, man, the science is gonna come and bite their ass in the asses. It's gonna come and bite them in the asses. Icons of all saints of British Isles and Ireland. I'm gonna show y'all figure 40 run. And this is an image that was found at St. Seraphim Church in Walston, Norfolk, England. And I bet your eyes will jump out of your head now. Researching when you pull these pictures up in color. This is what they have in Ireland. Pull these stuff up in color and see what they have in their museum and their churches. And then we'll see who lying and who the truth. They praise to you. Now, this is history. I told y'all history gonna come back and bite Negroes in the ass, especially these Moors that's lying. But they call them self scholars. We are the saints. We are the popes. We are the priests. Black King of Europe. Here go another brother that's in the museums. What y'all talking about, man? Y'all can't debunk no scholarship. These Negroes just trying to collect offerings. The old timers have a saying, there is a rat on the line and I am in agreement. Look at all these, look at it. Here go another king with the Moorish coats of iron in the museums. Look at these brothers. Y'all know who this is right here? Y'all know who this is right here? This in the museums. Y'all know who that is right here? I ain't got to tell you who that is. I ain't got to tell y'all who that is. That's in the museums. Oh, but we playing around. Swarthy European, slang equals black. Tawny European, slang equals black. These Negroes talk about some black power, some black this, some black power, all this black stuff. Yeah, okay, I hear you. Charlotte of Mecklenburg. Y'all know who this is. Queen Charlotte, right here. This how these cats are like. They'll be on they'll go on these Moorish page. They have all this Moorish science stuff, and then go somewhere and let somebody destroy their science. And this is history. I'm about to close with one thing, and I'm done. I'm about to close with one more thing, and I'm done. When these cats be talking about they some Egyptologists, and I said you can't be no Egyptologist, because if you're an Egyptologist, you would have been figured this out. What y'all looking at right here? What y'all think y'all looking at? What y'all looking at right here, y'all? What we looking at? Y'all know what y'all looking at? What y'all looking at? This is the sign, the symbol. This is the Egyptian alphabet. This need cats be trying to separate y'all. And in the Egyptian alphabet, you see those signs and symbols, and you see what they depict. YHWH. I mean, come on, man. So all these cats we talk about, they some Egyptologists, all this lying stuff. They some Egyptologists talking all this stuff, and then you see them so-called Egyptologists and these religious Negroes and these Hebrew Israelite Negroes and these religious Egyptologists, and I'm like, y'all banging on each other, but y'all the same. Because right in the hieroglyphics, you got an Egyptian, you got two Hebrew pharaohs. Watch me break this science down, and I'm done. Y'all should be done following goofballs after this. This the Karnak inscription. This the Karnak inscription right here. After this, y'all should be done following goofballs, set tripping, gang banging on each other. Y'all should be done. Y'all should be done. Using the ancient alphabet, we can translate this monument of a pharaoh. The two paddle-like symbols represent the Y. There go the two paddle-like symbols, right? It represents the Y. Let's finish. In ancient Egypt, the H is the symbol that looks like a sideways G. Here go the H symbol. What it look like? A sideways G. Look at it. Look at it. This is simple stuff. Bam. And the H is the rope-like image. And the bird symbol is the W. Add the letters together and you get YHWH unmistakably. So brothers, this is Pharaoh's mentions YHWH on his monument. It actually reads the land of Sasu, SHASU of YHWH. And if you are a true Egyptologist, like these Negroes be saying they are, which they ain't nothing but frauds, you should be able to read these ancient Egyptian symbols using the Egyptian ancient alphabet. And there is another beautiful point to be made, Moors. This proves that if you have the alphabet of a civilization, that you can go backwards in time and read the artifacts and manuscripts. You don't have to attend a government-sponsored institution. You don't have to go to Turkey to let somebody living there lie to your black ass and talk about the feds. It come from some Turks, from some pale Turks. That's a lie. I can sit right anywhere and do this. I'm right here at my place, at our apartment, sitting out giving you science. We got to read Paleo Hebrew and ancient Egyptian. My only cost is this to y'all is to teach the science. I'm teaching you the science, and I'm telling y'all been lied to. You've been lied to. You've been lied to. You know that, right? You've been lied to. Watch this. Egyptologists that ask the question, where is the proof of the existence of the king of Israel, the kings of Judah, the YHDH or the YHWH? Watch this. The Egyptologist has the right to ask the Hebrew Israelite to show them proof outside the Bible concerning the Israel existence. But them religious Negroes can't do it because all they read is the Bible. So if YHWH existed in the scriptures, then there should be some proof and record of the surrounding nations concerning him, right? Absolutely. So let's dig with it. The same with the Israelites. Some nations in their official records should have a written account of these people. And your teachers of the gospel should be able to show you it. So stop being offended every time someone disagrees with you and your biblical philosophy. If you know what you are talking about, simply show a person. So I'm going to show you in this next science proof of the existence of the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible and the record of YHWH of Israel. That's why I have identified the problem that the archaeologists and the atheists have concerning the existence of the Israel and YHWH. The world is using a creating date set by the Archbishop Usher of England, and the entire planet history has been dated incorrectly. This is the reason that the archaeologists cannot find proof of the Israelites of the Bible in the layers of the earth that they are searching in. And the Archbishop Usher couldn't get the correct creation date because he didn't know the secret of the messenger angel Gabriel. And the Israelites of the Bible came out of Egypt in the year of 1496 BC during the reign of Thutmose I, who ruled from 1503 BC to 1493 BC. And these are facts, and I'm going to prove it in later chapters. But I want to start off that the church that was started in the wilderness was black. The beginning was still black on the day of the Pentecost. We will investigate the letters of the apostles wrote to the black churches and the 7 black churches that John wrote letters to in the book of Revelations. And I'm going to use 2 keys to prove my point. Archaeological and the writings of the historians. And this will be the theme throughout this science, the artifacts and the pen, because I want to show you how the entire earth has been blinded by the pen alone. I told y'all how they changed the pen. When you take a closer look at Jehu's beard and braids or locks, only black people can do that. The Black King Jehu of Judah, location of the Black Obelisk in British Museum. The image was taken off the Black Obelisk of Salmaneser, found in ancient Assyria. The image is located in the British Museum in England. The image of King Jehu, king of Judah, 2 Kings 9 and 13. Read 2 Kings 9 and 13. The son of King Jehoshaphat. This is the first authentic image of any of the kings of Judah. At the only reason I am using this image that came off of the official monument of the kingdom of Assyria. And King Jehu's name is also found in official Assyrian manuscripts. And the Egyptologists want the Hebrew Israelite to prove the graves and the bones of the kings of Judah. The graves of the kings of Judah and Israel is in Jerusalem. How do I know? Read Acts 2 and 29. Peter said to David's grave was there in Jerusalem in 29 AD. It didn't just get up and move away. The reason why we didn't have access to the graves of the king of Judah and Israel is because the Israelites won't allow it. Later in the science, I'm gonna show y'all how King Jeru and the princess of Israel wore fringes on their garments. And the only people on earth who were commanded by God to wear fringes on the bottom of their garments were Israel. Read Numbers 15, 37 and 41. Man, this is elementary science, man. I don't even gotta go all over. I can stay right here. I'm done. Let me pack my stuff up. I'm done. I told y'all, man, I don't got time to be playing with these liars. These cats calling themselves scholars. They travel all abroad to Turkey to go live with a European to try to talk about we ain't the originals of the feds. And y'all listen to this garbage, and then these cats got the audacity to call themselves a bae. Y'all, that's sad. It's a sad day in this Moorish movement. It's a sad day in this Moorish movement. These cats ain't no scholars. They just collect the money off y'all to support their lifestyle. That's all they do is travel off your dime. That's why I said, how these cats call themselves scholars? And if you a scholar, you wouldn't be putting out no falseness, because there's a thing called peer-reviewed scholarly research, Moors. Come on. It's a thing called peer-reviewed scholarly research. Scholars agree. Scholars agree. If it's scholarship, only thing people disagree on is man-made religion, and that's garbage. And so I just proved to you, I just showed y'all history and showed y'all from science how your brother will lie to you. Hold on, let me grab something. Hold on, y'all. Put my backpack back on my back. Any questions? I'll answer a couple questions. I'm walking back home. I told y'all we should been done following these cats, man, that call themselves scholars, that just post a whole bunch of books, but they ain't gonna prove it. And then you go on these cats' pages, they got all this more science. These cats got the feds on and everything. That's why I said I'm disappointed with lying Moors. I'm disappointed with cats trying to hustle people. And then you got the nerve to have your name bae, and you go to Turkey and you go live with a European Turk, and he to talk about why do black Africans in the North wear the fez? Because it's our national headdress, fool. Well, you know everybody in the world adopted it. And I told y'all I'm gonna have my professor. He's a European potentate. I'm gonna have him come on here. He gonna remove all the secrets, because he said I ain't gotta hide nothing no more. He said I'm in the fourth quarter. He like, you a scholar, I love you, brother Bay. He like, these Negroes know, these foreigners know the fez is yours. He like, and I'll gladly say it. He like, that's where we got our charter from, Egypt. He said they know it. He said them Egyptians, they ain't black as gypsies. He like, they ain't no Egyptians. He said because the Egyptians is black. I'm telling you, these are scholars. These are only person would come from a motive if a person got some religious perspective or if they trying to hustle a person. Because a scholar know better than that garbage. It's too much science. I mean, that shit can be easily debunked. That garbage that these cats can be easily be debunked, y'all. But they'll get somebody to talk just to tell you something, and you will believe that. Or the feds come from Turkey. Man, get the hell out of here. They adopted it. Y'all know damn well where the feds come from. I'll show y'all too much ancient history. And then y'all got to know, at one point, it wasn't no damn Turkey. Come on, man. Come on. Any questions? Y'all should have been done following these cats. I'm telling you, they scrambling right now because their whole life is the internet. They call themselves YouTubers. So their whole life is making money off y'all. They're not real scholars. It's no real movement. There's no real organization. If it is, where it's at? These cats ain't put nobody in no fezzes. They ain't educated no one. Zilch. Zero. Talk to me, y'all. How's it going?
Came to grill, I guess they took the
No, they took all the grills out, man. They took everything out.
I was thinking they might, but I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I ain't grilling now.
I know that you got a grill in the house.
Have a good night, man.
You too, have a good one. All right, I'm done. About to walk back to my home. My emperor's on the way home. My cousin about to come home, which I look at her like my sister. We about to have science at home. I got about like, my empress just, hold on. She hit me now. I got a couple people coming to the house. I'm about to teach. That's why I say, man, this is a real movement. Don't y'all know, if we was really serious, like I'll be telling Morris, if Morris was really giving $100 a month at the end of the year, we'd have 120 grand. I had a temple, I had a computer lab, I have the library, I have everything. Just imagine if Moors didn't waste their money, their income tax money, that little change they get back, and just say, all the Moors say, you know what? Just say if 100 Moors all had $1,000 to invest instead of going to Disney World and buying a whole bunch of designer clothes and saying, you know what? I'm gonna trust my brother. We all got $1,000. Just imagine all Morris had $1,000 right now to give. I'll go get the building tomorrow. Cause I know a building right now I can buy right now for 50 grand. It got everything in it. Classrooms, it got a big workout facility, cause it used to be a workout facility. It's plaza. I can own the whole plaza. Actually, the owner, the European, want to sell the whole plaza for $1 million. He'd take 500,000. And then I bring people together because I'm transparent. I don't have nothing to hide. I say, look, y'all, what we can have. We can have it. How? We pull our money together. We're taxes in for the federal government, but we just playing. These cats are nothing. All they are is for profit. That means they getting that money for y'all, they put it in their pocket, and they going traveling. That's their lifestyle. That's why these cats live in the YMCA. That's why these cats are food stamps. That's why they need your offering and your donations, because that's the only income they got coming in. So how you a scholar? Not a scholar. How you a scholar? How you an educator? Because if you a scholar, I can understand if you teaching people and you asking for donations. I'm cool with that, because you go to school, you go to college, you pay. So I'm cool with that if you educating, you teaching, and you ain't coming from no religious perspective. But these cats ain't educating. These cats ain't teaching nobody nothing. All they doing is going places, posting pictures with a whole bunch of, like they celebrities, with a whole bunch of photo ops. I told y'all, I don't take pictures with cats. I'm not gonna take no picture I don't agree with you and you lying to people. I told y'all, my empress would testify. I don't say names. We was in Vegas, and one of y'all beloved grand sheiks saw me, and one somebody like, do you know Brother Bay? And he was like, that's the scholar, right? And it was like, yeah, you wanna speak to him? He was like, yeah, he's an educator, blah, blah, blah. He was like, no, because he's gonna correct me on some teachings, because I know I'm not right. You know, because he knew he was lying on this Moorish American counselor shit and his MAC number. I ain't finna take no pictures with nobody that's lying. I said, tell that Negro he's a liar. He know he a liar. I'm right here. All that stuff these cats be talking on the internet, now I'm in the flesh. You see me, they all old, flabby, and sick. I'm all useful and looking like a god. No disrespect. They get intimidated. Because see, they talk that shit on the internet, but then when somebody, see, this the thing. Cats be thinking somebody's scared. You talk all that tough stuff, and then somebody see you public. I don't want to hurt my brother. I love my brothers. I love my empresses. But if a person gonna bring violence to me, like they want to fight, I don't want to destroy you. I'm just gonna knock your ass out, and I'm gonna pick you up and dust you up and feed you. If that's how you want to come at me, if you want to come violently, and I'm trying to bring love to you, and you mad at me because your information is valid, and you lying to the people, and you want to fight me for that, I ain't no punk. We can put the gloves on. I'll knock your ass out and pick you up and hug you, because you're wrong. And these cats fake. I don't take no photo ops. I never do that. I told y'all, I'm a Moor 24 hours a day. When y'all see me, when I'm in the world, when I'm teaching, when I'm around Europeans, I'm the same. I don't take my fez off. I don't take my turban off because I'm around people. I always got my turban and fez on at all times because I'm a Moor 24 hours a day, 7 days of the week. And when I go in public and when I go in places and business and do things, I want people to know who I am at all times. We should be done following these characters. We should follow these auspices and get and be a part of something that's real for we can be building and go to the next level, man. I love y'all. I need y'all support. Just imagine if 100 Moors donated $1,000 right now. We had a temple. We have everything. We'd be educating our babies, everything. Then Moors would be moving out here. Moors that want to relocate. We'd be like, we have housing. We have something for our brothers and sisters that can come to. We have something for our brothers when they get out of prison. They ain't got to be scrambling, looking for the work. We'll be able to help them. We'll be able to educate them and build them up. We don't have nothing. We can't help nobody. We can't even help ourselves. Come on, man. Help me build this temple. I love y'all. Islam.